I'm Grace Shaft, and the title of my thesis is When Vengeance Wrote the Law. In my attempts to understand the rise and fall of the witchcraft delusion of the 1690s that began in Salem and spread to Gloucester, I keep discovering secrets. Gloucester's daring-do, rough-and-ready, seafaring history mostly excludes women from its pages, but this is the story of Gloucester women. In the 1690s, a terrible drama unfolded in Essex County. And why, in a population of 425, were these women accused of witchcraft? It was clannish animosity that prompted some of Gloucester's most respected townspeople to transform 40-year-old grudges into a witch hunt. And the other factor was simple misogyny. As Carol Carlson writes in her book, The Devil in the Shape of a Woman, all New England women lived in its shadow. Their thought, their behavior, their sense of themselves and of other women was shaped by its power. If one believed, as the very reverend and learned Cotton Mather preached, that Satan wages war for the souls of the daughters of Eve, then the notion of witchcraft was inevitable. Chapter 1, Turbulent Beginnings. Cape Ann was not a typical Puritan community. Its rocky soil was unsuitable for farming. And so from the beginning, it attracted risk-taking, individualistic seafaring types. The pious settled elsewhere. Gloucester was riven by religious strife. In 1642, the first parish church was organized by the Reverend Richard Blinman, remembered for constructing the Blinman Canal, aka the Cut Bridge. But within 2 years, there was dissension in his flock. In 1651, Blinman abandoned the ungodly people of Cape Ann and resettled in Connecticut. His successor, William Perkins, soon left after his wife was accused of witchcraft. A man named William Stevens led the challenge against Blinman's pastorate. Blinman's followers, in turn, opposed Stevens' candidacy to be the teaching elder of the church. One of Stevens' opponents, John Rowe, expressed his exasperation in speech so unbecoming a Puritan that he was fined for it. Quote, "If my wife was of my mind, I would set this house afire and run away by the light, and the devil take the farm. And I would no longer live among such a company of hellhounds." Stevens never forgave Rowe, and 40 years later, he took revenge on Rowe and his group, by accusing their widows and children of witchcraft. The Reverend John Emerson's arrival in 1662 brought stability to Gloucester. By 1691, the population had swollen to more than 400 under Emerson's kindly but nearly absolutist rule. But he couldn't settle their feuds. Chapter 2, Satan's First Stronghold. In the autumn of 1691, a group of girls gathered in the Salem village home of the Reverend Samuel Parris and peered into a crystal ball produced by dropping an egg white into a glass. When they asked what trade their sweetheart should pursue, quote, a specter the likeness of a coffin appeared. The girls panicked and became afflicted with spasms of weeping. And then they confessed. Soon more of Salem village's young women were afflicted. And when they came upon certain other villages, would, quote, cry out upon them as witches. Reverend Parris encouraged the girls, who mostly accused his opponents. And the accusations spread. Within 13 months, 200 people, 167 of the women were imprisoned. 19 hung, one taken out to a field and pressed to death by stones, and 8 died in jail. Chapter 3, the Gloucester Connection. The first Gloucester native to be accused was Abigail Soames, who had the bad luck to move to Salem at the time of the frenzy. She was accused by Mary Warren, one of the afflicted girls, quote, Soames' specter cast her eye on Warren, pitched her into a dreadful fit, and bit her. Soames was the kind of woman most vulnerable to accusations of witchcraft. She was unmarried, unhealthy, without property, past childbearing age, and she was a Quaker. She was taken from her bed where she had been recuperating from smallpox. She was stripped naked and examined for a witch's tit, an appendage that was thought to give suck to the devil. Any one of her smallpox scars could have been taken from one. The wave of accusations spread to Gloucester. In the summer of 1692, Ebenezer Babson heard voices around his house. Then one night, he and some men came upon, quote, a strange being. Babson shot at him and saw him fall to the ground, but then the man could not be found. Afterwards, strange men were seen lurking about the garrison, and great discoursing in an unknown tongue was heard in a swamp. Reverend Emerson wrote to Cotton Mather, describing rollicking apparitions dressed like gentlemen, in white waistcoats and breeches, keeping the good people here in feverish excitement and alarm for a whole fortnight. And so 3 of the afflicted girls from Salem were summoned to Gloucester in search of witches. Chapter 4, William Stevens's Revenge. This is where William Stevens comes back into the story. The Salem girls accused Margaret Prince of practicing witchcraft. Prince was notorious for violent domestic quarrels. A third of accusations were related to what witchcraft scholars call assaultive speech. But then Stevens accused Prince's daughter, Mary Rowe, and her daughter, Abigail. And you may remember that Mary's father-in-law, John Rowe, now dead, had been Stevens' adversary 40 years before. Finding an opening, Stevens took his revenge on Rowe's descendants, along with the widows of 3 other men who thwarted his church eldership by accusing them of witchcraft. Chapter 5, the winter of their discontent. Winter was coming. The Gloucester women made a plea to Governor Phipps in the General Assembly that they be released from jail until they were tried in the spring. Quote, we hope you will consider of our suffering condition, being like to perish with cold, some of us being aged 80, some being with child, and one giving suck to a child not 10 weeks old yet. In the end, it fell to the governor to break the hysteria. In mid-1692, the Salem girls began accusing members of the aristocracy. And finally, they accused Lady Phipps herself. Without public debate, Governor Phipps dissolved the Salem court, imposed a ban on all publications relating to witchcraft. By January 1693, the doors of the jail swung open and the witches of Gloucester returned to their homes. Cotton Mather stood silent. There's no further public reference to the witch trials. No mention is found in sermons or in legislative records or in any records at all. Chapter 6, a residue subsists. This brings us to the poem we're about to hear tonight, Dogtown Common. It's about 2 women, Tammy Younger and Judy Rhines, who lived in Dogtown 100 years after the witch scares. Dogtown was abandoned to outcasts, many of them older women without families. Some survived by practicing witchcraft. Their stories were collected by Charles Mann in a book, In the Heart of Cape Ann, the story of Dogtown, that inspired Percy MacKaye in 1922 to write this poem. As it begins, Tammy Younger lives with her niece, Judy Rhines, in Dogtown. Tammy loathes the villagers of Annisquam, who many years ago shunned her as a witch. And she's obsessed with its young pastor, John Wharf. Judy Rhines also can't stop thinking about John, but for a much different reason. Thanks.
Don't watch.
from Pigeon Cove, 3 miles back in the woods, the boulders heap up in a wild moraine, gray, ruined tabernacles of the rain and starry solitude. There lie the lonely comes of the dead, the houseless homes of Dogtown. Still, their souls tenant the bleak doorstones and cellar holes where once their quick loins bred strong fishermen who fought with storms at the mast, and women folk who took their bitter toll of death with only their old dogs for a memory. Dark fantasies, hatched of long, brooding winter silences, stretch their starved spirits taut with mystic yearnings toward forbidden sins. One of these, last of the witches, pinched with spirit hunger, was Tammy Younger. Long after Salem days, she cherished the lore that old Cotton Mather, well, she knew the clink of sieve and shears and how to brew dire drink of foxberry leaves with a gore of new stuck swine. Full many a godless grudge she bore to make in church a deacon gape and blink. Well, she at home would scratch his puppet with bristles of prickly thistles. And when she died, one stormy night, while neighbor Hodgkins labored in his kitchen, matching the coffin boards to bury the witch in, and rubbed the walnut bright with beeswax, sudden it thundered, and the candlelight guttered. Dark. Witch! Wife, come here! It's twitching! He called. I won't! His goody shrieked all clammy. It's her! It's Tammy! So, where the party path splits at Whale's Jaw, the berry pickers pass her hearth and tell old yarns of Tam the witch and what befell of weird ordeal and awe. Young Judy rhymes. Her niece, whose lips no wild rose haw could match for redness, till they quivered pale as leaf ash when John Morth, the minister, looked at her. Chapter 1, The Witch's Cabin.
Why do they bark? I can't endure to hear them.
Quick-minded yonder on the dead. Lord knows they make us cark and care enough, let alone us hankering to hark their yelps. Oh, now, my rug, 'tis spoiled. This hank is tore clean through the weave.
Likely a mouse has been, gnawed it.
Mouse? I'll give his tarnal sin comeuppance. Twice afore he spoilt my work to spite me, but I'll pay his score. I'll stick a bramble in his puppet skin till he prays God to ease his itchin' fur. Mouse, more like a minister.
Minister? What? Well, Tam, what do you mean?
I told you what a sort folks called my granny Luce. Old witch, for short. I was come 17 when granny died. She learned me all she learned and seen, and peck of trouble the church folk gave her for it, till soon they called me witch, and drove away my work and my pay. Yes, like as they've done you now, 'cause of me. All accepting what we am by secret ways. Old Elder Coit was courting spruce them days. He kept me company, but he quit when I was banned. And all these years long, he has set the minister against me when he prays. So now, he set John Wharf, the God-believin', to curse my weaving. Now.
Judy stirred. She winced with her left arm, the arm slung loose in a band of cloth. Her eyes gazed unblinking. Nothing mortal heard the music of her thoughts. As will-less, her right hand groped in the sand beside the hearth and clutched a small, charred stick. Then, idly as a mote on air, it wrote,
Judy, what ails you? Where are you, Jude?
Here I am, Aunt. Here. What is it?
What is it? Making sham or figures?
Figures?
Read. Read off yonder what's wrote.
'Tis I, John Wharf. 'Tis I, John Wharf.
Ah, it's him. Did I tell you was? 'Tis him that persecutes us.
That's funny, Aunt. I must have been a dreamin'.
The door went bang, and then silence. Judy pulled the latch. She peered and shrunk back. Through the doorway, hulking, tall, loomed Peter Bray, like a bullock from a stall.
Hello there.
Peter Bray. You?
Me. And all these little shiners in a net. Steve catched them, and so we fetched them along to show you.
Who's there?
Just it's Pete and Stephen, Aunt. They're bringing company.
Company? What do they want this late at night?
Oh, don't scare yourself, Aunt Tam. I come to bring some victuals to share with you, and not stay long we shan't. Here's bread, and pie, rum, and barberry jam.
Best coming.
Hey, Auntie. Spoke some coffee grindings in your cup, won't you? We've come to get our fortunes told. You, leave Judy read my hand. Tend the rest.
Peter eyed Judy, and Judy Peter, sidling slow. They sauntered toward the window bench.
So, you want your fortune told?
Not in my grave, I don't. I want it right now on the spot. Not told, but got. Oh, you got it for me, Judy. Come, go shares it, open up the hatches, let her bust. What good is a fortune stowed away for trust?
You call this behaving? Where's your hand? Sit still.
So, Judy, can you riddle what kind of dreams goes crazy in a man that's been afloat 9 moons at sea, and neither day nor night a gal in sight?
Well, you ain't afloat now, Peter.
Oh, no, I am not. I am overboard and drowning.
Well, your lifeline's looking strong.
Oh, well, if you take me in line, take me in tow, Judy.
Quit, you're hurt.
Oh, will you, Judy, will you?
Will I what?
Give me the drink I bargained for! Or else, if not, I guess I'll kill you. And then you can get that drink where Dogtown devils grill you in hell. Oh, Judy, here. A silver shilling. There you go. Now, be you willing?
Vicky breathed and hard, then flashed a blinding pain. Her mind went reeling, scarred.
William! Wait! What for? A light? There's moon tonight.
Look in the flame. Sit still.
His breathing came quicker, then slower, slow. One arm went limp, his frame shuddered and stiffened, hard. Her face was frost, her eyes were litten coals of hate and shame.
Look in the flame.
Half incorporate she seemed, and held her flame in Peter's stare. Across the shadowed circle, Tam kept tab over the sitters from her elbow chair. She wrote with crooked finger on the air and becked weird signs, like willow patterns on graveyard stone.
Gran knows my hand when I can write it fair. She'll answer when she reads it. Twice for nay, and thrice for yea. Gran holds her head tilted to one side, 'cause in her jowls she's got a twitch and tick. So when she comes, you'll know it in the nick, For Gran herself will bide in one that's here. Here she's coming now.
The board went tap. They hardly breathed. Twice more they heard it rap.
Tell us, Gran, who have you fetched tonight? Is it the murky man with cock's feet? Him that flew last time out at the chimney rim and pulled you clean from sight? Along with him,
One and one it rapped.
nay, then it might be someone godlier, mayhap, and prim, would axe a blessing without horn nor hoof on my poor roof.
The silence tingled. Low it knocked, then loud. Once, twice, thrice. Slow, the shadow door swung back. Against the night, one stood there all in black. A faint cloud of quivering moonshine wrapped his body like a shroud. And round his hair the risen moon's bright rack glowed like a halo.
God, His holy grace, dwell in this place.
Here come John Warfamine to own that mark that Satan made you sign with brimstone when he humbled your lion tongue.
It is I, John Worf. What are these signs?
So, you've come, John Ward. I'm Judy Ryan.
Who is this man?
'Tis Peter Bray. And you're right, the devil's got his own in Pete. Talk!
What for, a light? What for? There's moon tonight. Will you, Jude? The back shed door tin pot. Will you? Will you, Jude? Oh! Who's that? By God, you slut! Who's that you've got, you whoring strong?
Peter, go home. Home.
He winced, he swore, he went. His big shape darkened the doorway, and he was gone.
Judy?
John.
Hark, she's fainted. Who takes the likes of you to fetch bad luck on me and mine and run our house amok?
Witch, 'tis thyself that tainted this girl. Look, she has struck her arm, 'tis wounded.
Nay, 'twas Peter Bray that done it, with his sweetheart and with his... when he was here last time, spraining on it.
Judy, look up. Judy.
Don't just let her be. I can tend what's mine by blood and bone. You tend your own.
Where's her bed?
In the gable room.
John raised the drooping body, Through the gloom he bore it tenderly. Where Tammy groped ahead and mumbled. Stooping, he laid her on quilted softness, dark as tomb. Chapter 2, In the Woods. Between late August and the equinox hovers a dreamy season, frail and sweet. Their slender falling water is very sweet to hear among the great rocks. Beside a pool where willows sway to meet, and long ago, young Judy Rhines saw her face and laughed to see it there, lit by the scarlet flames of cardinal flowers. Cool sunshine splashed her hair, and all of old despair and dreads of night had lost their eerie powers. She filled her pail for Tam to boil the tea, and up she dipped a minnow out and spilled him on her knee. She groped among the ferns to save him, and suddenly she felt her hand touch warm. She turned about.
Fishing ashore?
Master Ward,
What shall I do now that I've caught him?
On his open hand, he held the minnow.
please, oh, leave him go.
John slipped him back, and they watched him dart below.
How helpless on strange land he is. How strong in his true home. Do you understand? Last night was strange, you know? This little fish hath preached a parable.
'Twas Granny Luce that helped me to turn Peter cold. I hate the awful things us do, but sir, it's true.
Nay, Satan is delusion. He is lies. And faith destroys delusion. Put away Satan.
How can I do it? What you say, make this world otherwise? And so it is, his world. Even you it won't surprise. Maybe, when you remember yesterday, what time last evening did you guess you'd come up to my home?
What hour? Let's see, I think it was 9 o'clock, for Molly Millett told me.
Only her? Was there nothing else that made you stir? 3 threes is 9, her knock. Who was it called ye when you felt the spirit shock and answered plain, 'tis I, John Moore?
Yea. But I remember now. Judy, it was thou. I stood alone beside my study door, and just then the clock was telling 9. And dimly there before my sight, you rose from a low trundle on the floor. Your eyes were sad and pleaded unto mine. I spoke, and in a mist of rose and gray, you paled away. Then I went forth to Dogtown.
His young, grave face grew old.
Pray with me.
In crinkled fern they stood. Above them glimmered a rowan tree, red flecked with berries wild. A myrtle warbler flashed. The summer morning smiled.
John Moore, forgive me.
What sin was thine, also was mine. Judy, tell me, whether I pray or sin, that looking on your face, I pray for grace.
Nay, never pray towards me. See this arm? Last night 'twas sprained. Now 'tis healed, I guess. 'Twas Peter done the harm, hankering for more. But me, I worked the charm, or else he would have lusted for me less. The dead, the living dead, they clutch my heart so much, make my days so eerie. Not Tam has heavied my nights and days with hate and things so long. Sometimes my spirit just takes and flings all thinking off like flame. And just goes living, loving, naked like I am. Feeling and making others feel. What brings their love upon me?
But Judy,
He stopped. His face was scourged by inward lightning.
But why don't you say the words?
what words?
The ones that's in your mouth.
He gazed at her, constrained.
He who would cleanse must himself be unstained, but I am soiled.
Were it them the words?
What dark touchstones were yours to fathom what my mind contained? How could you tell my thoughts?
Sometimes I know the words before folks speak. I hear them all out loud, like someone told me how they ran.
And who told you these?
Guess 'twas her, dead gran.
Chapter 3, Tammy's Cabin. A little window with a wooden door peeped from the back of Tammy's cabin. There, Tam lurked when neighbors passed to catch them where they crossed the bridge before her trap. Pop! Open she pulled it with a string to explore their teams and make their oxen stand and stare with tongues lolled out till they paid their toll. Poor lumpkins and corn or pumpkins. No basket full of pickerel fresh from the creek was safe to pass that spot. and children crept by lest she hear the squeak of the old trestle beam and stick her cap out of the trap. So creaked the trestle now as Judy passed with John. Wide flew the shutter.
Well, at last, how long will you keep a body waiting? You know I want my tea afore my toddy. Now, Judy Rhymes, how darest you fetch that man along of you? John Wolfe, just keep off my premises.
What shall we do?
You tattertall, keep off, I tell you. Leave my bucket yon and go settle your own concerns with Solomon Grundy was buried a Sunday.
The elders of my church have bade me warn you.
Oh, your godly elders, Master Coit, Zorobabel, you're meaning. Now leave Harry come from hell and fetch his carcass bodily. Away with him.
Judy Rhymes will not serve you anymore.
No, but you are turning Prophet Jeremiah. Come, Judy, call him a liar and get us riddance of his clatter.
Speak, Judy. Now will you choose?
Yea. Being like I am, I'll stick by Tam, I guess.
But you promised.
I did. The right? What we was talking of? Ain't it to love?
It is.
Well, I guess I didn't know. Maybe I don't love Christ, but Tam, I do. Only if you'd have said, not him, but...
Who?
Oh, come on, Jude. Let's go.
Oh, goodbye.
She said, and stooped to pick a gray flower at her feet.
It grows right here. It's sweet to smell. They call it life everlasting.
And she was gone. O flower of thirst and fasting. Chapter 4. John Wharf takes a walk in Dogtown. He walked to think his pent soul free of thoughts. He walked to fill the ache of thought with beauty. He stood still, high on the shelving brink of a huge boulder's roof beam. He saw, up staring at the sky, visions of Christ the Savior in white flame walking with Judy. Down the blue they came and passed him quiet by, conversing with each other low and tenderly. She held a small drab flower and spoke a name.
John, why does it grow in hell so sweet to smell?
And following after them, in peaked hats, black elders strutted from a little church. One muttered, "Don't tread near them lest they smirch our gowns." And one said, "That's the child. They say she turns all pretty birds to bats around her dwelling." Yeah. Tell John Wharf to search the place and see. where their shapes went darking, he heard them barking.
I didn't know.
Dull orange daisies stared at him, ox-eyed, and bursting milkweed pods spurtled white filmy seeds. He watched them drift toward God like his wild thoughts. Then quick he turned aside and climbing reached the top of Gravel Hill. There he stood still. There, on hushed Sabbath day, under an elm he lay on a green slope. Birds dreamed in the noon, they waked toward night. Oh, hope, they sang. Oh, faith and ever-brooding dove of Christ. Oh, love.
Judy,
I heard you singing.
the sun will set soon. If you let, I'll see you back.
I'm most afraid for what I said.
I knew who you were speaking of.
Hold there. Hold tight. A shilling, Jude. A silver shilling. I've won. Now, maybe you're the slut I says, or ain't you? By God, I will paint you red scarlet in the meeting house for this, and you thieving, God-believing cur. She is mine. I paid that shilling down. I know you were crimping the kiss I bargained for.
Listen, Peter.
Oh no, thank you, Jude, but there ain't no candlelight by day for you to shine a sinner dead stiff again. And so, Johnny Worth, here goes a chinner for you.
John quivered limp in the ditch, face downward in blue clay. Right on his chin bone oozed a reddening clot. Pete kicked him sideways.
Well, last time I shot a muskrat so he lay squirming. And now, Jude, next time I come to pay a call, you'll pay that little shining silver shilling what I loaned you. So long.
Judy sank upon the clay by John. Chapter 5, Sabbath. How like the angel's voice, the bell trembles the rhythmic air. Old folks in Sunday black and small children held fast by mother's hands saunter toward the meeting house. There, silence smothers the horse-shed prattle. For in his carryall, alone, bold, upright, leering looks adroit, was Zorab Coit.
Good day, Miss Nabby. You look wise this morning.
Oh, me, sir?
Wasn't it you was driven past me by Peter?
Mr. Bray, yes, sir. He's gone now to hitch your team.
I suppose you don't know how he spent last Friday evening? My best corn-fed cow died Friday evening.
Oh, sir.
You don't suppose he knows why she died?
Who? Oh, Mr. Bray? Oh, no, sir. Sure, I'm sure, no.
'Cause I saw lights go by up Dogtown way 9 o'clock. And there was extra barking.
Oh, aye, sir. 'Twas Pete and Steve Lurvy. They was sparking. Well, ain't it so, Pete?
Is this one of your jokes, Peter Bray?
What do you mean, sir?
Trying to get young girls to sell their souls?
What? Me?
How well do you know Judy Rhines?
Oh, yes, I know Judy Rhines, sir. She's a witch.
A witch?
Last night, I heard a screech out in her elf. I set a trap. Heard it sprung, and nothing in it.
You've made a bad charge, Pete. Now, what can you bring of proof she be a witch, as you aver?
Well, this silver button, sir. She wears one arm in sling. Well, last week, I shot a crow in its left wing, and it was found with this button in it. Yes, sir. Next day, the crow flew away. She said since the day before yesterday, her left arm felt half dead. Yes, sir, see this button, this silver button, that red is Judy's blood you see there.
Where's the minister? Not come? This sorcery is his concern. Now repair to your pews, my brethren. Pete and I will wait. John Worth is late.
Don't tell what we done Friday night.
Shit, be I a fool?
And where, I wonder, is Master Worth?
Oh, he might have gone like as not to Tammy's.
Oh, so he was there
Oh, yes.
Friday.
Sir, that's tidy for John. Oh, and here he comes now.
Bull of Bashan. And who's that walking beside him? Not Judy Rhines. Not bringing that goody here to meeting. All creation won't stand for that. Though, maybe he'd let the Lord's damnation strike her right here in church. I wonder, would he? That man, just can't put your finger on him. He's young yet. John.
Good morrow, Elder Coit.
Good morning, Master Worth.
Good day, sir.
Take your time this morning, John. And what might be your text?
My text is sin.
A sash half lifted let in the hot day. Gowns rustled faint. A child began to itch. Squeaks stifled. Through the hush, a whisper, witch! Let us pray. Our Father, which art in heaven. Oh, their dull, mired souls struggle in their clay for power and glory. The thin pipe blows for pitch. They sing. Why do we mourn departing friends? The first hymn ends. Now, down the mat, Tom Stacy tiptoes, holding the Lord's platter. Along the aisle he goes, the penny pieces patter like droppings from leak of maple sap in the pan. Tom stops. In Judy's face, the bright blood startles. What can be the matter? Heads craned to spy. She's dropped it in. Tam man's niece? A shilling piece. Again, the sudden pitch pipe, shrill and brittle, sounds the key. But scenes of horror and of dread awake the sinner's dying bed. They spare no jot or tittle of wrath to mix the cauldron brew of Satan's spittle to scald their sinner.
The dead don't only bark for Tammy Younger to sate their hunger.
John Wharf opens the book for gloss and text. His eyes gleam out, his jaw goes set.
He that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone.
Make that stone your text for sin, you cribbing, law-abiding preachmonger.
Peter, the saving hand of Christ holds not a slaver's whip, but a flower, a gray flower.
Oh, so by God, he'll try her tricks. Is that it? Yon witch is at it again. The devil grab her that she sits in meeting. You folks, are you going to allow a slitting witch here?
John Wharf, have you clean lost your wits? Or are you both blood guilty of my dead cow? Else, what in God's house does this mean?
Her soul is clean as mine.
There's one just way to clean a witch, and that's hang her.
If you doom her, then first you'll hang John Wharf, her minister.
I'd hang her high as masthead.
All eyed him. Judy crept. None saw her thread the gloom. She fled.
The book saith, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass. Hear them in awe. Love one another. That is all the law and prophets. Judy Rhines hath chosen to obey his law. And will ye cast her forth?
A flaw of pelt drops pattered the roof, and clang of thunder. The witch! Where's Judy Rhines?
Oh, you hear that? She's heard that gong. She's answered a lightning coach to fetch John Wharf to set up housekeeping on Dogtown Common. Ask John if making love ain't sweeter than making sermons.
Tomorrow, Master John, we'll try your case. God give you grace.
Judy fled home. The brassy noon turned night. Deep in the charnel sky, the livid worms of lightning writhed and flicked. They coiled in squirms of crawling phosphor light, swarming the day's cadaver. In her panting flight, she smelt the heavy sea brine, hot with sperms of balsam. Faintly came, far off, the roar of throbbing shore.
She fell. She wallowed in rushing slime. She rose, her clothing hung soggy. It clung.
Pup verged her trail and blinked, his soaked tail draggled behind. Meekly he climbed where Judy patted him, but on again she...
Where you been? Some hours to fetch us eatin'?
No, Aunt, to meetin'.
To meetin'? Not Annisquam ways. I would have stuck a pig in that sty. And you, now I'm done with you. You can go swim your lone at Owl's Head or down in Kennebec. I'd go drown your neck.
He spoke up for me, Aunt.
Oh, so you was his text.
If it should be that they would punish him just for sakes of me.
Oh, if they could get you riddance, they'd forgive John Wharf, better believe.
The rowan tree. I'll find it in the ferns.
He'd a deal rather speak up for you at funeral than at meeting. Bleating lambs. Leave me for them. How could you, Judy? My Judy. Judy. Come back. It's drippy yet.
Aye, it is slippy, but I won't slip. And I'll be back afore you guess, mayhap, like dead Gran.
Oh, change your dress before you go out. You're soft.
The rowan tree, it's praying. He learned it to pray. How slippy it is. crossed the footbridge. Light of step, but solitude weighed on her heart. She sobbed. The tree toads trilled. She viewed the rowan tree, the berries bleeding bright. She climbed. She slipped. Bark fell. She choked. It hung. The tree toads sung.
Where's Judy?
You tell me.
Where's Judy?
To think I never guessed her hymn was you.
They're so red. The berries.
You best call God. He likes it when dead.
Don't say.
John fled away. The footbridge creaked and swung. He felt the path downward with slipping feet. Red dusk was still. Faintly a barking mocked the tree toad's trill. The forest dripped with ghostly aftermath of tempest. Ghostly called the whippoorwill. Dim cardinal flowers flecked the pool with blood. He heard the thud of partridge wings. He stood in crinkled fern. On twilit branches, rowan berries clung red pale, red dark. A drooping shadow hung. He knelt. He did not turn his eyes away, for round it now began to yearn a yellow golden light. It built. It flung a budding whiteness forth. It bloomed.
So you come, my love, it's you.
He sighed through quivering vines.
Judy. Judy Rhines.
In old Cape Ann, near Gloucester by the sea, the summer pilgrim climbs the Dogtown track. By slender falling water, he rests his pack under a glimmering tree. He smells faint fragrance there. He watches a wild bee sipping a small gray flower. It stores its sack with honeydew for dark of thirst and fasting, life everlasting.